Well, hello and welcome people to the internet to Hellcard, a really interesting take on a deck builder with a little bit of tactics gameplay. You can play either single player or you can play co-op with either friends or people that you meet online. This is a really unique gameplay style with an even more unique art style. I'm trying this out over the weekend. They had a free weekend that you could just try it and play it, and it was great. If you saw my post on it, I did put a post just recommending people, well, not recommending, but just saying, hey, if you want to try something new, cool free weekend to check it out. If you want to check out the game after this weekend, though, unfortunately, you can't go back in time to try it. But if you want to check out the Steam page, link will, of course, be down in the description below. Before we start, I'm actually going to swap a couple of these tactics over. So I'm going to turn off the fast monster turn. I'm going to turn that back on later. But just for now, we're going to turn that off. So we have our standard roguelike run, or we have endless, but I don't have that unlocked yet. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Now, one thing you're going to notice here is the art style is really cool. It's like this paper look. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like the James and the Giant Peach animated show, or not animated show, animated movie. Really cool. And I'm going to be honest, that movie creeped me out crazily. So I have a couple runs starting. Unfortunately, I kind of made a little bit of an error on my last recording that I was running through. We're going to correct it this time. So we're going to create a new character here. Now, when you create your character, you have 3 different classes to start. There is a 4th that you just have to win one run to get. The Tinkerer. The Tinkerer is like a contraption character that likes to set up like turrets and different machines. And then we have another character that's available in DLC, but we do have the opportunity to look at her a little bit later on, potentially, when we select some companions here. So we have the warrior. We can take a look at his starting deck. All the starting decks are mostly going to contain shielding cards, different attack cards, and one kind of like special unique card to them. So the warrior character specializes in close range damage, deals 2 damage. If the monster is far, deal 1 damage instead, and giving block. So giving block is a little bit different than just gaining block. So if we take a look at the rogue here, the rogue has a gain 2 blocks. So the warrior is a little bit good at protecting allies, and you can see here, deal 2 damage if the damage is 1 damage if the enemy is near. So the opposite of the warrior. We're going to start here with the rogue, but we also have the mage here that we can take a look at. Has magic bolts, so a little bit less damage, but you get extra mana and you get to draw cards if you're killing things, as well as helping out by blocking for your allies, or for everyone at least. So we're going to take the rogue. Rogue, I think, is my favorite character that I've tried. There are different outfits that you can unlock in the full game. I'm not sure what torments are. Torments are, I'm assuming, different modifiers that we can play with. We have our health and gems, which are going to be used to buy different upgrades as we move forward in the run. So let's go ahead and start it off, and we will continue and keep it going. Now, the way this works is you come to this menu every time you're going on into the next floor. We can go ahead and select our floor, and this is the map for every character. So we have the first floor, and we can choose. Do we want to go encounter the sage, where we can remove cards from our deck, or do we want to go to a camp where you can heal yourself, and there are going to be different enemies for each floor? I don't need to heal myself yet, so we're going to go to a place where we can remove cards, which is something I want to do anyway. I want to get the bucklers out of my deck. So let's go ahead and start. So, the way this works is we are in the center of the board, and enemies are going to be surrounding us. There are 2 different areas. There's the near area and the far area, which is indicated on the cards. If the damage is far away, you deal 2. 1 damage if the enemy is near. So this enemy, I would only deal 1/2. This enemy, I would deal 2/2. The enemies have different attack and health and what they're planning to do right above. So this enemy is looking to get more strength, so go up to 3 attack power, but lose 1 HP. And then everyone else is just looking to move. Now, we don't know exactly where they're planning to move, but we can assume they're going to be looking to get closer to us. So let's see. Let's go ahead, and unfortunately, we don't really have a lot of damage here for these guys, but we do have a free kick, so we can move you to the far range. That way you do have to move in closer to attack us, and then we can just kind of weaken some enemies here. And we have buckler, but it doesn't really do anything. We'll gain the block just so we can see what that looks like, and we'll go to the next turn. The monsters will then have their turn. Look at that. They're all moving a little bit closer to us. And you actually see this guy changed his intention. Because he was far away, he changed it to be moving forward. So we have 2 enemies that are trying to attack us and 2 enemies that are trying to weaken us. Now, unfortunately, all these enemies are in close range, so we're only going to be able to do 1 damage to them. So I might as well just take out one of these enemies. Get the kill there. We're only going to take 1 damage from this guy, but that's totally fine. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's see. So we're being attacked 3 different times. A little bit unfortunate. A little bit unfortunate. So let's go ahead. I'm going to kick one of these guys away. So we're taking a little bit less damage. And other than that, we're going to gain some block here. And I'm going to sharp arrow probably this guy. Because if I can get another kick, I can kill him. It seems kind of backwards. I feel, well, maybe I should do that. So that way I can kick and... Yeah, that was actually... Nope, should have done this one, because the 1 damage doesn't matter. If I kick him, I'm still going to do 4 damage if he's back here. Okay, but what it does do is it means that I can do something like this and kill him with 3 arrows. So it turns out that that was beneficial. I'm going to take a little bit more damage here and turn. So different enemies have different levels of difficulty. This is actually the hardest first fight that I've actually had in this game. Typically, I fight spiders first, and the spiders are fairly easy. Not saying that this is a hard fight by any means, but this is definitely the longest first fight I've had. Alright, now we just have 1 arrow to kill him, and we are good. So, we are going to get gems, which, again, we're going to be able to spend a little bit. We have the option to grab new cards, which I unfortunately don't think any of these are really what I want. We have skills, so blue is skill, red is attack, and green is influence. And influence, at first, I thought was... We actually don't have any influence, I don't know why I'm doing that. I thought influence was more like power. We'll probably see some influence cards later. They don't exactly work like power cards like you would see in other deck builders where you use it once and go away. Some of them do, but some of them don't. Stun all monsters with attack intent in near range, and we get tired, lose 1 mana at the beginning of the next turn. So flash is kind of okay. Add 1 random bomb to your draw pile. Take ignite. So what does that mean? Take a card from your discard or draw pile and place it in your hand. But we take ignite. Okay. So basically, oh, that's kind of weird. So it puts an ignite card into our hand, but the bomb is in our draw pile, and we need the bomb to make ignite work. Yeah, that's well, I guess what it does is it makes it so that the second time you use this, you have the ignite. I don't know that I'm really crazy. You know what? I'm going to go for the quiver. Let's go for the quiver. That's 2 attacks in 1. And then we get to choose a new companion. So here we can see we have the Tinkerer, which was locked before. We have the Mage, and we have the Warrior. Now, an interesting thing about this that I didn't notice on my first time playing is when I was looking at these, I thought there was like a million different companion classes because I was looking up here at like Berserker, the Conjurer, Dr. Spark. But the way this works is they all have the same base classes that we can pick from, right? So we have Warrior and Mage and Tinkerer like we saw before, but they all have kind of different flavors of that base class. So the Berserker here, for example, there is another class, another companion that is the Protector that is also a Warrior. Now the Protector has 30 health rather than 40. He also has an artifact that allows him to heal 3 HP at the end of every map, and has a couple extra like protective shield cards, and also has a card that lets everybody draw 2 cards. Whereas the Berserker here is focused a little bit more on damage output. Has this card here, Heavy Sword, which does 3 damage anywhere, unlike his Sword Slash, which he only wants to use close up. And also can use a warrior-specific resource called Stamina to deal extra damage. I am going to take the Berserker here. I do like the Warrior class. And he gets extra mana if he's damaged. So, you know, he has a little bit of benefits here. He also has the shield block. So, not as many protection cards as I would like, given that we have the Rogue, who I'm going to try and remove shield cards from. But, yeah, it is what it is. So, and this is what it looks like when we finish a fight. So, we picked the path that was going to unlock Sage. The way this works, we're going to see when it comes down to the Berserker, is that every different character, and this is going to be a little bit different when you play, if you play with other players, but if you're playing with AI, the AI is going to randomly select one path to go down on their version of the map. Each character has a different version of the map. You can choose to force the AI to go down a different path if you want them to, but it's going to cost you a choice resource. You have limited choices. Other than that, we have 3 different places we can go to, and we can spend our gems how we want. I'm going to explore. It's going to cost me a gem, but there's a 50% chance I find 3 gemstones. Unfortunately, we did not, and that locks this choice. So we only get 1 choice per location. I'm going to use this to remove a buckler, because I just don't want the bucklers. I want more attacks in my deck to do more damage. And we could, for free, get a cheek rest. Quarrels deal +1 damage. So this is an influence. The influence cards apply buffs. So you can see here, this is in near range for 3 turns. Now, I'm not sure like if this is one that adds itself back into your... It basically discards it. There are some, I'm pretty sure maybe the only ones that do this say exhaust on them specifically. But there are some that once you use them, they won't shuffle back into your deck. But we don't have any quarrels. We're more of a regular archer. We could exchange Sharp Arrow for luck. Unfortunately, this isn't really going to help us. We don't have any 0-cost cards, and I want my attacks. Or we could get Improvise and Precision Bomb. I actually like this a lot. I haven't tried Precision Bomb yet. Although it's free, so why not? Improvise is very good. Deals 3 damage to all monsters in nearby range, and if you have an arrow, does an additional 3 damage. Very strong. Now, you might ask, well, what do the companions do? Do we get to pick? We don't get to pick what the AI does. The AI and our companions are going to do whatever they can in these areas, so it's a little bit random. If you have other players with you, they will likely... I haven't played with other players, so I can't confirm, but what I would assume is that they are also going to have this exact screen, and they can choose what they want to do. So we're going to go down, and you're going to see some little notifications. So this is what the character did, so you get a little bit of a preview of how they changed up their deck and how they played their resources. So here we can see, here is the Warriors map. We have 5 changes left, so we can change the direction they want to go. Right now, the Warrior is intending to go down this path, which is going to encounter Flying Wild Hog. That doesn't really matter. But it's going to bring us to the stage where we can remove cards, or if we wanted to, we could swap them to where we can upgrade cards. I'm going to take a look at my map first. We can either go and heal, which I don't really care for, or we can go into the skeleton hideout. You can reset companions, location selection changes. So that's what I was talking about before, where we have 5 changes. That doesn't really matter. Remove a card from your deck or select a card to start future battles with. Might as well go this way. We can try and remove another buckler. I think I am going to swap this over to upgrade, though. So we're going to use that. Are you sure you want to use one of your changes? Yes. And now we only have 4 changes left. The companion is still coming with us, though. So don't get that confused. Companion is coming with us. You're going to see that on screen. It's going to change a little bit. So now it's split into 2. The near and far still applies. We're still cut that way. However, enemies that are on this side of the field are going to be trying to attack my rogue, while enemies on this side are going to be trying to attack my berserker. Our units can attack in any way I want. So if I want this unit to attack this unit, I can totally do that. It doesn't restrict me at all. It only restricts the enemies. Now, while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and swap into fast monster turn, just because we've already seen how the monsters play out. And we already have a preview of what they're going to do, so it just speeds up the game a little bit. If you want to, if you're playing with other players, you can use your right mouse button to just kind of ping enemies as to who you want to focus. But let's go ahead and jump in. Now we have our main character up here in the middle. Now you only see 2 cards here, which might be a little bit odd. Like, oh, why do we only get to choose 2 cards? That's not necessarily the case. You can right-click and swap and see the entire hand. Basically, what it's doing is it's giving you likely 1 attack and 1 skill, assuming you have one of both, and choosing like the best one that the game thinks you should play. I'm guessing this is just so that way they don't have a flooded UI with 5 cards, 5 cards, and 5 cards. It is a little bit odd. But you know, you can just right click and see their full hand, which is what I do. It's much easier than assuming, right? Because like I might want to use Mighty Blow rather than my Short Slash. So let's take a look here. We also have Short Sword. Deal 4 damage if the monster is far, deal 2 damage instead. So kind of just a better version of the Sword Slash. We also have our Improvise, which would take care of only 2 units, but is that relevant? Probably want to take care of this archer here. So I can actually just take care of him just by using nothing. nothing here. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go a couple sharp arrows. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to improvise here. Take care of the two units there. We're going to slash this character. Now we're not taking any damage. So that's good. This guy is not, I don't think he's in near range. He's not in near range. Okay, he's right on the line. Although if you hover over a character, it does highlight the range he's in. So probably should check that. Either way, doesn't matter because I can't do it anyway. And let's go ahead and deal 2 damage to the spider. Let's get rid of the spider. These characters are looking to buff themselves. This one's just waiting and doing nothing. And then this one is moving in closer. So let's go ahead and just add 3 stamina. This will help out our like heavy, what was it? Heavy slash? Make that attack a little bit stronger. Okay, so we got 3 attacks coming in. Let's take a look here. Unfortunately, this isn't the greatest hand here. So this is the first time I played with bombs. Bombs are placed in sections. There can only be 1 bomb per section. Playing a bomb card adds an ignite card to the draw pile. Playing an ignite card lets you choose which bomb to detonate. Got it. Yeah, so unfortunately I can't do anything with it this turn. We do have our heavy sword card. We also have a mighty blow, which I could use. I could potentially get rid of this guy, right? Because this is a random monster in the race, has dealt 2 damage, so I will be able to take care of one of these enemies. So let's hope it's this one. Yeah, it was that enemy. Nice. That's nice and lucky. So let's go ahead and sharp arrow this guy. And then we can go ahead and quiver, which is going to add 2 talons to our hand. We can go ahead and talon. Can I? Yeah, I can't line that up. So we're going to take care of this character, and we're going to take care of... Well, it doesn't really matter. We'll get rid of the one that's coming towards us. We'll put down a bomb. Doesn't really matter where, but we'll just put it down just so we can see what it looks like. And we do have stamina right down here, so we can go ahead and heavy sword and take care of this unit. Okay, let's pass the turn. This guy's doing nothing, so we will easily take care of him this turn. There we go. And actually, we can do this. Let's go ahead and ignite the bomb. Nice. So let's go ahead and grab a gem. See if we want a new card. We can grab another quiver. We can grab another kick. I think I'm going to take the key quarrel, though. This deals 3 damage to the first monsters in both near and far ranges in a long, narrow cone. And we get shaky hands. Now, shaky hands is going to reduce the damage of arrows and quarrels. But if we use this last, we don't have to take any negative effects from this. And it's a little bit of AoE, so I'm going to take it. And then we get another new companion. This is where I messed up the first time, by the way. I thought that if I skipped, I would get another option later. You don't, so take the companion unless you just want a harder mode. So here's the Bruja. Here's the one that was locked by DLC, so let's take a look here. This is like a, what is it? Like a hag style character? I don't know. It's like a dark fantasy kind of character. Kind of cool. Never heard the word Bruja before, so I don't know if that's like a traditional word or something, but we have a couple attacks here. We have Leeches, which deals 2 damage if the monster survives. Add 1 healing drop to your hand. We also have a Nick Jugular, Accessorize, so she can block for herself. Pinch, and ward off. Give 3 block, but we... Oh, so she likes to hurt herself for a little bit of benefit. Okay. We also have the mage here. Let's go ahead and go with the outcast. She also has an artifact that allows her to draw 1 extra card, which is pretty strong. I haven't tried this character, so let's go for it. Let's select the outcast and continue on. So, we only have 1 gem right now, which kind of sucks. We could get a free paperclip. Gain 1 mana when your deck is shuffled for the first time. Yep, let's grab that. Remove 1 out of 3 randomly selected cards from your deck. Let's go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, they're all good cards. I was hoping to see, like, Buckler, but that's fine. We're just not going to do it. It was free anyway, so no downside. And then let's transform or upgrade a random card. It is our bomb card, which I kind of wish it wasn't, but, you know, is what it is. So we can right-click to see these cards upgrade. So basically we can transform it into one of these if we want to, and then we can right-click it to see what they upgrade into. So there's a little bit of a tree going on. So we could put it... So right now this is dealing 12 damage to the monster with the highest strength and stun it. Deal 7 unblockable damage to all monsters in a section and break their block. That is quite powerful. Deal 8 damage to all monsters in a section and stun them. I think I'm going to take the Buster Bomb. This just seems very strong. Yeah, let's do that. And yeah, there we go. We've completed this. We can go down. These characters are going to do their things randomly, and then we can choose our destinations. Now, if I have this is 4 charges. Okay, so changes is not for... So it's not like this has an individual change charge and this has an individual change charge. They share the same changes. So what are our options? We can either go where you can get new artifacts, or we can upgrade your cards. And we can change this ourselves as many times as we want. It doesn't matter for us. So I'm going to default to the smithy, although we have a smithy here, so that makes sense that we go here instead. And here we have where you can get new cards or new artifacts. I think this is fine. Not really a big reason to change these, so let's go ahead and hop right into the next floor. And now, the only difference you're going to see is now there are 3 sections that we have to fight in. So, let's get it going. Now, I gotta kind of learn how this Bruja character works. This is the first time that I've used her. We do have... Ooh, we have Swords Akimbo, which I like. Deals 5 damage. Basically, it cuts the board in half and will do 5 damage, so if we can target that. Unfortunately, we can only hit 2 characters. We have Blame. What is this? At the end of your turn... if you have incoming damage, gain block and increase Reckoning by 5. Reckoning represents damage that you will suffer at the end of the round unless you have Grace. When you activate Reckoning, you also gain Grace. Wait. Reckoning represents damage that you will suffer at the end of a round unless you have Grace. When you activate Reckoning, you also have Grace. Okay. So this is Exhaust, so this is going to get out of our deck, so let's go ahead and pop that. Because it's going to give us that buff. We also have Pinch, but we can't use that. We have Ward Off, that's going to lower our health a little bit. Deal 5 damage in a small radius, increase Reckoning by 3. And we can choose wherever we want for this. Let's take care of a few enemies there. Let's see. Improvise is not really helping me. It's only dealing 6 damage. I mean, it's 6 damage. 6 damage is good. Let's go ahead and put a bomb down. Now choosing where a bomb goes is going to be a little bit more difficult. I think I'm going to put it over here because I'm guessing a lot of these guys are going to be moving in. So let's put it right there. Let's also go... Let's add some stamina, because I want that strong attack later on. And we're going to deal as much damage to this character as I can. I can give block, so we can prevent a little bit of damage there if I want to. I can only do 8. So let's take care of this unit. And then let's go ahead and quiver. And let's kill... Oh, wait, I'm not gonna... Can I aim this? There we go. I want to take out that character. There we go. And we'll enter. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Okay, can we draw the Ignite card? We have very few cards in our deck, so there we go. Nice. So let's go ahead and Ignite. Blow up all these guys. Sweet. We don't have our AoE card. We do have the... Oh, there we go. Swords Akimbo. Let's go. Big damage. Knock out all these guys. And then deal 2 damage if the monster survives, add 1 healing drops. So let's do that. So we get a healing drop. Heal yourself for a number between 1 and 2 HP. This is an interesting character. Deal 1 damage. Deal plus 2 damage if your health is below 25. Or we just do some nice little AoE damage. That's a strong card. Let's go ahead and use that. Get it out of here. Actually, we're taking some damage. Wait, no, we're not taking damage. We have... Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I see how this is working. So this is dealing damage to us. I guess that's the grace I'm not fully getting. So once we have Reckoning, it's going to deal damage to us. So we're dealing damage to ourselves. Unless you also have Grace active. When you activate Reckoning, you also gain Grace. I guess that's the part that I'm not fully understanding what Grace is fully doing. But let's go ahead and do 5 damage. Can I get rid of anyone? I can. I can get rid of... let's actually just do big damage to this guy. Let's go ahead and get some more stamina. Prep that. And then we can go ahead and sharp arrows this guy. And we'll go ahead and key quarrel. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone in the near... But I can take out a spider. Let's just go ahead and take out a spider. Let's go ahead and kill the spider. And end turn. Alrighty here. Let's take a look. Do I have any AoE? I do have the Hex. Hex seems very strong, like I said before. We can go ahead and take care of this unit. Sharp arrow here. Key quarrel here. And get ourselves a nice little clear. There we go. Very nice. Let's get a gem. New card. Do we want anything here? Add 1 mark. All attacks on the marked monster deal +1 damage. Damage bonuses can be stacked by playing mark on an already marked monster. Only 1 monster can be marked at a time. Quarrels deal +1 damage in near range for 3 turns. Or deal 4 damage to all monsters in far range with the move or flank intent. Seems pretty strong, actually. Yeah, let's go ahead and take the caltrops, get a little bit more AoE going. We already have close range AoE, now we'll have some far AoE. Alright, so for our options here, let's see. So we have the free option of Bottle of Miasma. Deals 20 damage randomly distributed amongst monsters at the beginning of the battle. That seems incredibly powerful for a free upgrade. Let's go ahead and take that, because we are pretty low on our gems here. We could get 4 to 5. Block is subtracted before... Or, why am I reading block? Gain 4 block, other heroes gain 2 block. It's good, but do I necessarily want to put it on our rogue? Probably not. I think I'm just going to pass on this. And then what do we have over here? We could transform or upgrade. I think I'm just going to save my gem and hopefully get a more powerful upgrade option later. So let's go ahead and keep going down. One thing that I've noticed, and I'm not sure exactly how this mechanic works, but I've noticed that our companions aren't getting gems either. I'm assuming that changes if you're playing with other players versus AI. And maybe it's not necessary. Maybe the game just automatically like gives them gems and plays that and it just reads a 0. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but they're clearly still getting upgrades. So let's take a look here at floor 4. Is this our first boss floor? Is that you will encounter a boss? All right, so we have our first our first boss floor. Oh, so there are bosses on different floors. So maybe, oh, you know what I think is happening? Now that I'm putting the pieces together here. So you can see floor 5 is going to be a boss for the Bruja. Floor 5 is going to be a boss for us. But floor 4 is a boss for this. So I think this is just basically putting all the rooms in one. So rather than there being like a, let's say, a lore accurate version, that's maybe not the best way to put it, where each companion is kind of going to a different area, right? Because there are 3 separate rooms. We're all kind of going to the 3 rooms, but in order to visualize it, they're just putting all the enemies from those quote-unquote separate rooms into one room. So, for example, there's going to be a boss on this floor. We can choose, do we want there to be Templars, or do we want there to be skeleton archers in the room? Or do we want there to be flying wild hogs or zombie corpses? I believe that's how it's actually working. Now, we have the smithy here. We could also go here for an altar where you can trade your vital energy for another battle capability. Huh. We're going to try that because I don't know what that is. So we're going to give that a shot. This is fine. We only have one option. And for us, we are going to go... We don't have a smithy. So let's go to the smithy. And let's give this a shot. Yeah, because they're... Let's see. So we should... They're the Templars. So where's the boss? Wait, is this the boss? This might be the boss. I don't know. I didn't really see what the boss looked like. I thought he had like a tiki mask, so maybe it's just a Templar boss. Anyway, let's continue on here. Red Menace. Let's see. So what do we have over here? We have gain 3 block. We have the Hex again. We have a couple good spots for Hex. We could do Blame. If you've lost HP on your turn, your attacks deal +1 damage. So do I want to just set up? I think let's go Blame here. And then let's see where we want to pop off a Hex. Probably just right down here. We can get 2 lethal kills and we don't have to worry about the retaliatory damage. And if I can't, who's attacking? You're attacking? Okay, so let's take care of this. We're taking 3 damage from here. That's fine. We should be able to take that out. Deal 4 damage. Let's see. There are a lot of units moving. There are a couple of units moving there. So caltrops could be good, but at the same time, let's see. There's a lot of people moving here. So I'm going to put a bomb over here. Hopefully help clear out some of those next turn. Yeah, let's go ahead and caltrops. And then let's quiver. Quiver is going to allow me to use the talent arrows for here. Take care of that unit. Now we're not taking damage. I'm not really concerned about taking damage over here. Now what do we want to do with our warrior here? We do have the Swords Akimbo, which is kind of nice. Can take care of this unit, half kill this one, but I would like to try and take out this unit if possible. Unfortunately, I don't think it is. Unless I specifically do this. No, that's not going to do it. That's only 9 damage. Although, no, I can't. So we can Leeches. We can Swords Akimbo. And then Mighty Blow. This is going to do 2 damage. And then there's a random chance of dealing additional 2. So it automatically kills him. Nice. So we get rid of that. And we want to ward... Wait, why is it saying I can do this? Oh, okay. Some of them are highlighted. It looked like they were all highlighted. And then we're already... No, I'm not going to healing drops yet. All right, let's move next turn. Unfortunately, I kind of cleared out all the enemies over here, so kind of got a waste here. Now, this enemy is looking to web us with a sticky attack. So the way that webs work is basically it makes a card useless. Unfortunately, we don't have... Yeah, we don't have an arrow card. We have a quarrel card. The way that webs work is it basically it webs a card, so you'll see there's a web UI on a card whenever it gets webbed. Basically makes it useless. In order to make it unuseless, we have to spend the mana to play it, but nothing happens. So unfortunately, this is only doing 3 damage, which I would really like it to do 6. And we're getting hit for 5 from here and another 5 from here. So we can take out... We have a pretty good quarrel here. Although that's going to make my improvise worse. The Ignite isn't really doing anything right now. So let's go ahead and just get off and improvise. We can quarrel here, which is going to kill the skeleton, so I'm taking 5 less damage. What else do we want? Do I want to use Dread? If I use Dread, I'm losing out on a lot of power here. So you're doing 4 damage. So let's go ahead and short sword, sword slash. Then we have heavy slash. I can take care of you before you gain any block. So let's do that. Deal 4 damage with the monster's 5s, adds 2 healing drops, but it hits us for 2. I need to be losing a little bit more. So let's go ahead and wound lick, increase our reckoning. And I don't want any more healing drops, so let's go ahead and kill that unit. And I think we're good, because I don't want to flood my deck full of healing drops. Okay, so we didn't draw our web card, which is fine. Fortunately, this guy does not want to come in close, or actually he's moving in this turn. Or he's shifting to another section, so we need to attack him from a long range. Oh, this is probably the boss unit, actually. It doesn't necessarily say. I haven't seen if it says anywhere, but I'm assuming it is. It'd kind of be nice if it said specifically if it was a boss unit. Let's get rid of that block. Go ahead and add stamina. I'm going to need that for a later turn to try and chunk this guy down. Let's go ahead and kick you out of range. Then we can caltrop, deal 4 damage to both of you. I didn't even realize there was a unit up there. Take out you. Sharp arrows over here. And then what do we have over here? We do have the Hex, which we can use. Then we'll Sangria. We're taking 8 so we can afford to healing drop a little bit. That drops us below that 25 HP threshold. So now we can deal 3. Then we can Sharp Arrow. Oh, here's the web UI. Yeah. So playing a web card discards it, ending the web status, but not giving any other card effects. There we go. Nice. Okay, let's grab the gem. New card. Anything good? Bouncy Bomb. Damocles' Sword. At the start of your turn, move a random monster from your near section to far section and stun it. Ooh, that seems kind of okay. Oh, but it's only your near section, not any near section. Move monsters in a medium radius to the opposite distance. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. But my deck's looking a little big, so I think I'm just going to skip this. Okay, so what do we want here? We can transform a random card, or we could transform a random card. If we do that, this is free. Gain 2 block when you exhaust a card. Remove any card, gain max HP. Oh, remove any card and gain a max HP. Okay, let's do that. So let's pay tribute to remove a card. Let's get rid of Buckler. And then let's transform a random card. Okay, so we got the Key Quarrel. Fire 2 Clockwork Arrows. I wonder how targeting on that is going to work. We could upgrade it to deal 5 damage rather than 3, or deal 7 damage, lose 3 HP on discard, and get Shaky Hands. So you kind of like have to use this. That's pretty powerful. 7 damage. Or is 5 damage in a little bit of an AoE better, or is Clockwork Arrow better? I want to see how multi-arrow works. I want to see if that can target 2 different enemies. And let's get the trowel. Okay, so you are going... Wicked Long Legs. Okay, so that was the boss. Makes sense. So, yeah, we're going here. That's fine. We are going to... Well, we have the boss, which is going to be able to heal ourselves afterwards. And there we go. The Skelezerker. Let's get her done. Oh, wait, did it not select? Oh, it didn't select. That was a little odd. It just didn't select it, even though there's one. I like that they offer tooltips in the, like, half a second it takes to actually load, which is obviously a good thing since there's not a lot of load time, but it doesn't really help us because I have no idea what it said. Alright, so this is the Voracious Corpse, but then where's the Skelezerker? Is he up here? Yeah. I have it set up, so we can use our arrow keys to move around. I have it set up so that the moving your cursor to the edge of the map doesn't move it, because it was a little bit annoying. It was doing that before. Alright, so let's take a look here. Can I set up... I can set up the Blame, which I'm likely going to do. Although... Yeah, let's set up Blame first, Red Menace later. So let's set this up. Nick Jugular we can use for 3 damage. Who's attacking right now? You are attacking, which we can kill you, so that seems like a decent option. And we're not taking any damage. We can leech. Nobody has 2 HP, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and start working on this. Actually, I should probably read what his special is. He's going to reposition. Okay. Oh, and he's rotten, so he deals 1 damage when non-lethally hit, which is actually fine. We kind of want to be hurting ourselves, so it helps us out a little bit. I'm going to healing drop here. Heavy sword, we have our swords akimbo, so we can use our swords akimbo. I think I'm going to save it. I don't think it's worth it necessarily to take these 2 out. We do have the mighty blow, which I could hit 4 units here. That's pretty strong. Is that still the best thing I want to do, though? We could... Deep breath is pretty strong. I'm going to do that. It gives us a few more options, potentially. And I'm going to set up this dread, I think. Going to do a little bit of a prep turn here. Don't really care about kicking anyone. Where are we getting to? We're getting attacked from here, so let's go ahead and take out this unit first. We already have 4 block here. So I'm not super concerned with taking out... who's attacking you? This unit. Okay, so if you hover over the unit itself, it'll show who's attacking it. And obviously, we can't take that out. Wow, that is a lot of attack. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to get as much damage on you as I can. We are going to take a little bit of damage, but that's fine. Oh, boy. Oh, heck no. What is this? You're going to summon? Each time this monster gets hit, all zombies get +1 strength. Oh, so I should definitely not be doing that. I should have read the whole thing. Okay, well, now we did. Now we have improvise, though. Do I have more AoE? We can deep breath to draw more cards, which I think I'm going to do here. Nice. Okay, so we got our swords akimbo. Unfortunately, that's still not going to kill these guys. Yeah, so how does this work? Okay, so it's going to shoot 2 arrows of the same kind. Let's see. I think I do still want to do this, though. Because it's only going to hit him once. This will also allow me to... Let's see, so he swords akimbo. This is going to allow me to get 3 kills. So let's actually maybe set this up. Let's see. So let's use the Nick Jugular. This is going to do 3 damage. That's another kill. Can we do 3 damage here? We certainly can. Okay, so now we can Swords Akimbo, which is going to kill a bunch of units. We're going to get a bunch of shield here, so we're not taking any damage. Let's go ahead and Red Menace to set up a little bit for later on. Gonna get a few heals here since we're gonna take, actually, no, we're not taking a little bit of damage, but that's fine. Do I have stamina? I do have stamina, so that's 5 damage. Let's go ahead and take you out. It's kind of a waste of stamina to do that. Here, let's do that. And then we'll Heavy Sword here. Take care of you. And do I want to... Yeah, let's go ahead and take out this unit. Okay, sweet. And then what do you do? I don't understand what you're doing. You're just kind of hanging out back there. Okay, so let's go ahead and Caltrops. That's going to attack all the skeletons in the back line without hitting the boss. Yeah, that's pretty powerful, considering it kills both of them. Let's go ahead and Sharp Arrow this guy. And you're going to move in, so I'm probably going to set up the bomb here. Probably makes the most sense. We'll give you a shot. Go ahead and leeches. You do 3 damage. What do we got over here? Let's get rid of this poison wound. We'll prep for later, although that means we can't do anything else, but I think that's fine. Where's our Reckoning at? Our Reckoning has 10, so I don't want to do that again. Okay, so let's use a Let's heal ourselves a little bit since we're going to be taking a ton of damage. Oh, wait, we're not taking that damage. I guess I'm not seeing where Grace is, because it says as long as you have Grace active, when you activate Reckoning, you also gain Grace. But there's no... I'm not seeing an indicator for what Grace is. I guess that's the thing I'm looking for, is like, where's the thing that tells me what Grace is? Maybe that means... Okay, I'm going to do something here. I'm not sure if this is necessarily going to work. Yeah, because I increased my Reckoning, so I was trying to see if playing a card with Reckoning would give me a Grace bonus, but it doesn't. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm still not understanding that. Okay, so let's go ahead and bomb here. We can add the quiver. We can go ahead and multi-arrow, and then we should be able to take him out here with our swords. Very nice. Yeah, that other boss seemed weird. He didn't really do... Nice, we got 3 gems. He didn't really do a whole lot. We have a new card. Gain block equal to another hero's block, and I don't really care. Don't really care for any of these. Although... Crane Coin is pretty good. Everybody draws 2 cards. Do I want that? It's on the rogue, which is a little bit weird. But the rogue draws 3 cards? Yeah, we'll take that. Then we have a new companion. So now how does this work? Do I have to replace somebody? So here's the protector that I was talking about before. And they also start with a bigger deck. So if we're actually going to put a end to this video here since we've done both boss runs, but I want to see if I take the crone, we have to retire companion. Okay, I wanted to test that just in case, but yeah, I like the extra draw. So we're going to skip there. Skip the rewards. Then we have further rewards. But again, we're gonna put a pause, or we're gonna end the video here because, you know, this run is gonna take a little bit longer considering, you know, it's we're only like halfway. We're not even halfway through. We just hit the halfway floor. But yeah, this game is pretty sweet. So Hellcard, there are things that I really like, things that are a little odd. So the whole Grace thing, I'm sure that's just me. Somebody's going to be able to tell me down below in the comments exactly what I was messing up with that. And that's the one mechanic that I didn't understand going forward. But the character designs, I really dig that the paper aesthetic. Like I mentioned in the beginning, it kind of reminds me of like that James the Giant Peach, almost a little bit of like Corpse Bride as well, like Tim Burton style animation, like stop motion animation. Really cool designs. Although when we're actually in the battle, you don't get to see it as much, but right here the designs are really interesting and cool. The characters themselves have a lot of identity to them in terms of what they're actually doing. I think the one thing that really stands out to me though is that I think it's really clear that this game was designed and developed. I also just realized that the bear that he killed took a chunk out of his shield, which is kind of a funny little detail. The game is clearly designed and built with the idea that you're going to play with other humans, which, I mean, is a weird way to put it. Like, of course you're going to play with humans. You're not playing with dogs, but over the AI. Now, obviously, you can play this game with AI, and it works and functions just fine. But I think this game likely shines when you're playing with 2 other players, because otherwise you have these decks, and I don't think, can I see their decks from here? Maybe I just click on their... Yeah, so I can see their deck from here. So the AI is likely, because you are playing these characters, right? The Berserker and the Crone, we are playing them, but we don't get to choose the progression path that they take. So it does feel a little bit odd. At the same time, it is nice that it kind of automates it, because that's a lot less choices that you have to make, which is going to drastically reduce the time that your runs take. But I think if you're looking for a game where you can have the most optimal runs, you're going to want to play it with other players. I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure like Across the Obelisk is kind of the same, where there are different characters, each can be controlled by a different player, but if you're playing solo, I'm fairly certain that you can control every character's deck, and it's not random. I could be wrong about that, but I believe I saw that somewhere. That's one of those that I haven't played yet, so probably shouldn't have even brought it up as a comparison in case I'm wrong there. But yeah, that's like the one thing where it feels like it's a little bit on the weaker side for a single player experience, and this game is a little bit more tailored to co-op. That being said, if you're into it, it does add a little bit of an extra challenge, I suppose you could say, because the other two characters are not going to be, or are likely not going to be, their most optimal build. But, you know, that doesn't take away from the experience. You still have one character that you can focus on and make as strong as possible and really focus on. The actual deck building aspect is really fun. I think the gem economy is a little weak. Basically, because you only get one gem for a regular floor, you do get 3. Well, we saw you got 3 when we fought 2 bosses. And I think we only got 1 in the previous round where there was 1 boss, so I'm not exactly sure how gold scales. Now, obviously there are rooms that allow us to get more gold, or gems, but in order to get more gems, we have to risk losing a gem. There's no way to just go into a cave, let's say, and find 2 gems for free, at least that I've found so far, right? That could definitely be in the game. I just haven't experienced it. So if it is in the game, kind of nix everything that I'm saying here. But I do think that there should be rooms that you don't have to spend gems in order to get gems, and they should just be available to you to take, because otherwise, you know, you have all these rooms where, sure, there might be a free option. Maybe it's not a great option, but it kind of limits already what options you can take, right? And maybe that's the idea, is that you're not always taking all 3 of the -3 gem options. Maybe you're taking only 2 single options, but then if you do that, it kind of leaves you like really broke for the next 2, 3, or even 4 floors. So I don't know, that like system just seemed a little bit on the weaker side to me. Not that you need like a complete rework or anything. I would just want a little bit of a boost there, especially again when we kind of lose the agency to control the other 2 companions. I think it makes a little more sense to maybe even if you're doing it in just the single player mode, you beef up the amount of gems you get a little bit. Or again, it would be kind of odd, I think, to change the mechanics between single player and co-op, to have single player mode have like free gems that you get, and then co-op you have to gamble your gems a little bit to get more. So I don't know exactly how you would balance it. There's probably a middle ground there, so that way you could keep it consistently between both, right? Because obviously if you have 3 players controlling the characters, they're going to be overall all 3 better builds than if you just have 1 player controlling one and the AI controlling both, right? But yeah, other than that, I think it's a sweet game. I think there is a lot of fun to be had here. Overall, the tactics aspect is not like overbearing. You know, I know that there's a very different gameplay style between deck builders and tactics, and you know, not everyone likes tactics games, just like not everyone likes deck builder games. So I appreciate the fact that this is a heavier deck builder than it is a tactics game. And there's just a very small tactics element, which it helps to add another layer of variety to your cards. So that way you don't just have cards that just say, deal 3 damage. You know, there's a little bit of extra gameplay there, even with your basic cards. Even just with the basic attacks that you get at the beginning, there's a little bit of tactical strategy there in terms of, do I prioritize the enemies that are farther away to deal more damage, or do I prioritize the enemies that are closer to me and they're attacking me, but I'm going to deal less damage to them, so I'm going to be spending more cards to take care of them? Or I could just preemptively take care of the enemies that are farther away, deal more damage to them, so that way overall I'm using less cards to take care of them. I might take a little bit of damage in the time in between. But yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool. It's a very sweet game. I really like the fact that they did offer the free weekend, so that way we could try this out. There's also a sale. When does the sale end? The 29th. I don't know if this video will be up by then, unfortunately. But hopefully you saw my post on YouTube, put out a post and just said, hey, if you want to check out the free weekend, go for it. And there's a sale on the game. It has been out for a few months now, so some of you guys may have already seen this one out, but this one was new to me, and I enjoyed my time with it, like I said. But guys, let me know what you thought of this game down below in the comments section. Is this a game that you would play solo, or is this a game that you would prefer to play with 2 of your friends? Let me know. I'm very curious to see how you guys would prefer playing this one, or if you already play this one. Let me know how you play down below in the comment section. And if you liked this video and you had fun, would you kindly smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more roguelike content. But guys, for today, I've been Ganyonz. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.